people who come to visit me and they don't ask about how I'm feeling or what's happening for me. There's no mention of cancer. It's just talking about what they're doing in their life and all the exciting things that they do and achieve. And that narks me, because I think that they don't talk about the elephant in the room. And I would much sooner have people say ridiculously insensitive things to me than have them not acknowledge what's a very real and unpleasant thing that's happening in my life.
One particular friendship has struggled for the last couple of years, and at the moment we're actually not speaking, and I think it's because, not that we're not still care about each other, but she doesn't know how to deal with me now. I guess some people think they need to deal with us differently. They don't, we're still the same. We just want to be, I don't know, you want your feelings to be not brushed aside when you do want to talk about stuff. So I think some people find that difficult. I say just listen. You don't have to have the answers. You don't have to know all the right things to say. You don't have to say, be positive. You don't have to say any of that stuff. You just have to be there and listen to what we're saying, to what we're feeling. Give us a hug. Simple as that.
In my opinion, it's actually more hurtful not to acknowledge the elephant in the room and not to say anything, and just to change the subject whenever cancer comes up, than it is to ask what could be insensitive or inappropriate comments. Yeah, I'd much prefer the insensitive, inappropriate comments than saying nothing. Yeah.
A doctor said to me, "Fran, this is your own journey. No one can be in your shoes, but we will walk beside you." And I think for anyone in this situation, they need to know there are many people willing to walk beside them, and the people in this group are certainly there.
Well, Pia and I often get asked, isn't it depressing?
And my question was, isn't it depressing?
And I think when we first used to get this question, it was when we used to give presentations about the group to oncology departments, and often it was when we were presenting our outcomes from the questionnaires, the evaluations we ask women to do, and which in general what the experience is that women come into the group with relatively high levels of depression and anxiety, but after a year in the group it comes back to us in the normal range. So once we gave a presentation along those lines giving our results, and at the end of the presentation someone in the audience said, "Isn't it depressing?" And I said, well, no. I mean, in a sense, thinking what they're asking was, isn't it depressing to put together a whole lot of women in the one space in a group who have metastatic cancer, who will one day die from their disease? Doesn't that make them depressed? And I said, well, actually, our data, our results seem to say the opposite. it's not depressing. It actually helps people to deal with how they feel, and it helps people to feel better over time, not worse.
I actually cheated because my question said, isn't it depressing running a group like that? And no, it isn't depressing running a group like this. It is sometimes very sad running a group like this because the women in the group die, and we've known them for a long time, and the women who come to this group are amazing, really, and we are inspired by them, and we learn about how to live a life well from the women who are in this group. So it's not depressing. It's affecting, it's inspiring, it's all sorts of things, but depressing isn't one of the things it is.
Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely right. That it took a while, I think, you know, to realise that second part of the question. I think I thought it was about, doesn't it make women depressed? Whereas I think you're right, that they might have been asking, doesn't it make us depressed? But I agree with Pia that, you know, as you say, it's sad. It's very, you know, very distressing at times to see people get sicker and sicker, and that's not a pleasant thing for anyone. But as you say, you know, women in this group are inspiring, and they do teach you how to live.
So thank you, all of you.